I'm Stephanie Beavers, and this is my persuasive speech on animal adoption. Imagine you're sitting at home with your family and you're thinking of the possibility of adopting a pet. Then a commercial comes on TV showing all those sad, pitiful shelter pets in hopes of getting you to adopt one or at least donate. How do you feel? Do you sympathize with them and want to adopt right away? Or do you think they're too damaged and opt to buy from a shelter instead? Many of us are familiar with those ASPCA commercials with Sarah McLachlan's song playing in the background, showing those sad, pitiful animals that look damaged and broken and starving for love. Then we flip the channel and we see the AKC pet show. And we think, wow, those pets are purebred and they're beautiful and they seem happy. Well, that's not always the case. AKC pets also are surrendered to shelters each year due to their age and their health problems that enables them not to perform or win for their owners anymore. Millions of those animals donated to the shelters are euthanized each year due to overcrowding and lack of adoption, and millions more are just abandoned that suffer from illness and injury before they die. I have many friends that have rescues and are involved with shelters, and I've helped as well rescue animals from irresponsible breeders and rehabilitated them and gotten them adopted to good families. I adopted 3 dogs of my own, and they have been the best and smartest companions I've ever had. Now, I'm not saying all breeders are bad, but I want you to know why it's important to adopt instead of buying from a breeder and how it helps save lives. Many people think that buying from a breeder is the best way to go to get a good pet, but that's not always the case. There are common factors that are overlooked, and knowing these factors can help lessen the demand for breeders to breed animals and can ultimately help save lives. Cost is a big concern when adopting from a breeder. Jackie Kelly from Pet 360 highlights these costs. $500 to over $1,000 just for the dog alone from a breeder. Now, not all dogs are vetted that come from breeders, so you have to tack on that cost too. So you have $20 to $150 for shots, $20 to $1,000 for parasite treatments and preventatives. Then there's $200 to $500 to spay or neuter, and $45 to $60 to get your animal microchipped. Now, many people think that purebreds are healthier breeds, but that's not the case either, because a lot of purebreds come with genetic health problems. Carrie Allen from the Humane Society of the United States highlights these problems. Short-faced dogs, they suffer from breathing problems. Large dogs suffer from joint problems such as arthritis and hip dysplasia. Short, long dogs suffer from back problems, and dogs with many wrinkles suffer from skin conditions like dermatitis, and wrinkles around their face impair their vision. So that's more money for you there, having to get that treated. Now, not only do you look at cost and health concerns, but you got to look at the living conditions as well, because that contributes to the overall well-being of the pet. DoSomething.org highlights that a lot of breeders breed in puppy mills versus in their home. Now, puppy mills are used for increased profit versus the overall well-being of the animal. In puppy mills, they're bred and kept in dirty, cramped cages with unclean water and food, and that leads to diseases such as parvo and distemper. And the female dogs are bred so much to the point of exhaustion, they can no longer breed anymore. And then puppy mills sell to pet stores. We think, yeah, I'm going to a pet store. Well, pet stores, most of those animals are not vetted at all, and a lot of the information you get fed is not true. Now, there's misconceptions of shelter pets. Many people think that shelter pets are damaged, or they've been given up because they weren't good pets before, or shelters are not going to have the type of pet you're looking for. Well, many of us have been to shelters before, and those of us that have know that this is not true at all. The ASPCA suggests that 29% of all pets are adopted from shelters, and that needs to change. Pets from shelters aren't damaged pets. Yes, they do come with a history, as do all of us, but we don't want people to label us as damaged just because of our history. These pets are all unique, different ages, they're distinct in their personality, And if you're looking for a certain type of dog to match your lifestyle, someone at the shelter can help you in pairing you with a good pet. Now, it's not that they didn't make good pets before. A lot of pets that are in shelters are there due to reasons that are not personal to them. There are many pets that are there due to the owners having allergies to them. They moved somewhere where they couldn't keep them. They could not provide for them anymore financially or provide the time that they needed, and other personal reasons such as divorce and things like that. As for that, people thinking shelters aren't going to have what they're looking for, or they don't know what they're going to buy, many shelters can provide more info on pets than breeders can. They can provide detailed info on their behavior, their personality, their overall health and well-being, because they have to undergo evaluations before they are adopted out. And people that are still looking for that purebred animal, well, many shelters have purebreds. 25% of all animals in shelters are purebred, and there are still breed-specific rescues that can help you attain that purebred animal you're looking for. Now, there's many benefits to adopting. Benefits including economical, personal, and how rewarding they are. A lot of us want that companionship and unconditional love we get from a pet, but we know that in today's economy things are tight. But if you adopt, it's not only going to be rewarding for you, but rewarding for the pet as well. Jane O'Donnell with USA Today highlights how pets are more affordable when you adopt. They cost much less, they are generally healthier since they do have to be vetted before they are adopted out, and you get many more choices. There are different ages and sizes to these pets in the shelter. They can pair you up with the right pet age for you, because breeders generally only have puppies or kittens to give you. Puppies and kittens aren't for everybody. Some people require a much older dog. And many animals from the shelter are already house trained, so that helps you as well on the cost. So not only are they more affordable and you have choices, but you are also helping to save lives. The ASPCA estimates that 2.7 million animals each year are euthanized. Likewise, though, 2.7 million animals each year are adopted, and those numbers keep going up. We can keep changing these numbers for the better if more of us would adopt instead of buy from a breeder. So now that I have highlighted the downsides to buying from a breeder, the misconceptions have been cleared up of shelter pets, and I've told you the benefits of adopting. We know the downsides are the cost, the health issues, and the puppy mills that most breeders breeded. Then we have also learned the misconceptions that shelter pets are damaged. They are not. We know that they do make good pets and that they are there usually for reasons unrelated personally to them. And we know that shelters also have many purebreds as well. We've also learned the benefits to adopting, which is lower cost, healthier pets, we get choices, and we're saving lives. So, the next time you think about adopting a pet, I want you to think about the facts that I've given you here. Don't discount the pets at the shelter. Go and check them out. Take a look. You may find what you're looking for. And you're not only saving their lives, but you're adding so much more reward to yours. So adopt, don't shop.